You are Locked On Dodgers Postcast, part of Locked On Sports Los Angeles on the Locked On Podcast Network. Your team every day.
Well, hello and welcome to the Locked On Dodgers Postcast on the Locked On Sports LA YouTube channel. The place to hang out when every game is done. 3-1 win for the Dodgers. That's a little bit more like it. Bullpen came in and got the job done. And if they brought Banda in last night, they probably win that game too. But that's spilled milk. I'm Pete Fox, your host, covering sports in LA dating back to 2007 for ESPN LA and NBC Sports Radio. The win for the Dodgers, 78th of the season. They're now 78-53, 25 games above 500. That's nice to see. 43-23 at home. Today's episode of the Locked On Dodgers Postcast brought to you by SupplyHouse. SupplyHouse.com is the reliable way to get parts fast. Shop for your next plumbing, h-vac, or electrical job and get fast shipping from coast to coast at SupplyHouse.com. Well, you could clearly tell in this one that there was a hangover from last night's game coming into the start of this game. The offense has really struggled to find anything. Part of that was because both pitchers came out dealing. Gavin Stone looked really good again, which is really nice to see. How he made it through 7, which is really nice. Only 80 pitches, did not get the win. Treinen got the win because when Stone left the game, it was still tied, but he only gave up 1 run and just 3 hits, 2 walks, but managed no damage in that 2-walk inning. They came back to back. And 7 Ks, and he did a really nice job of mixing things up there with the Ks. So that was all good. But the offense, there was definitely a hangover. You could tell that last night exhausted both teams because they both went 3 innings without getting a hit. So 9 up and 9. Actually, it was 9 up and 9 down for the Rays, and the Dodgers got a walk. So it was 9 up. Or 10 up and 9 down for the Dodgers before they finally got a base hit. But they got it rolling. And with the way the offense has been going of late, you kind of just felt it's only a matter of time here. Once they get rid of that starting pitcher who they had a little bit of trouble with, Lopez, hasn't pitched a whole lot in the majors. I heard him say this is his 2nd outing as a starter in 2 years. So for that limited time on the mound, the limited appearances, he did pretty well. Again, 5 innings, allowed just 1 run on 2 hits. He struck out 6, throwing 72 pitches. So pitchers definitely had it working early in this game, but the offense got it rolling midway through. And the Dodgers hold on for a 3-1 win. Kopech not available because he's pitched on back-to-back days. So they brought in Banda for the save, his 2nd save of the season. And it marks the 4th different Dodger pitcher to earn a save over the last 7 games. I guess that's nice to see. I think you know my feelings on that. I guess you can't run Kopech out there every day. This is an important game. 1 inning at a time. Really, is it going to exhaust them? I guess they don't like him to pitch on back-to-back days. Okay, fine, whatever. Analytics. Sure, you're all smarter than me. Everyone's got their statistical breakdowns. I know. But yeah, Gavin Stone looked very, very tight today. 7 Ks that went change up, 4-seam, 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 change up, which was really nice. Down and away. Then he had another change up, slider. No, the last one was a change up. So he really mixed it up nice. And I feel like he was very unpredictable, and that's what you like from him. Eric Karros mentioned it, and it was very accurate to say that, look, he's not relying on the same pitches in the same zones. He mixed it up really, really nice, which was good to see. And a 1-2-3 first, and that's always a nice way to get the game started. Teoscar Hernandez, another good day today. Nope, sorry. 0 for 3. But he's been hot of late, so that's good. 5 for his last 15 coming into today. Shohei Ohtani an 0 for today, but he did score a run because he got hit by a pitch, and he scored on the Mookie Betts homer. Mookie Betts 1 for 3, 2 RBI, the game-winning RBI. Freddie Freeman I don't want to say he broke out of his slump, but he was 0 for 9 coming into this game. Did squeak one out, a cue ball off the end of the bat into left field to get a base hit. He's hitting 284 on the season. His OBP 382, still getting on base quite a bit, and a 475 slugging percentage. But his last strikeout of the day, pretty ugly. 3 pitches, flailing at things out of the zone and very impatient, which is not really Freddie's style. He seems to be a very patient hitter, but at times I think when he gets frustrated, he doesn't necessarily want to work through that. He kind of just becomes short and quick and let's get this over with. If I get one I like, then I'm going to offer at it. And if I don't, I'm still going to offer at it and hope for the best there because I'm a pretty good hitter. And I guess you have to understand that when you're a veteran like Freddie and, it's the end of August and all of that stuff. But there was a comment made yesterday. Did I write it down? As to who was the most mentally tough guy on the Dodgers? And Karros mentioned Will Smith. And I was not to take anything away from Will Smith's mental toughness. I would agree with that statement. But is he the most mentally tough guy on the team? I would say, if you made me answer that question, I would say it's Freddie Freeman. That guy does not lose focus. Really, it seems like he is just locked in all the time. But there are times I feel like when he just kind of gets frustrated and doesn't feel like dealing with it anymore. And that was his last at bat today. He was just like, yeah, whatever. Let's see what Frank has to say here about the bullpen. Seems obvious that they're trying to see what these guys can give them on back-to-backs after the last 2 nights. It also feels like they're staying away from Vesia and Hudson for the purpose of rest. Fair enough. We haven't seen Vesia or Hudson recently. That's a very good point. I feel like the bullpen, all in all, gets a good grade. You can't criticize the bullpen really at all when it comes to what they've been doing lately. Now, yesterday they lost the game for the Dodgers, but as I said yesterday, I feel like that was based on the management of where you put these guys in. If you get, and I'm sure they felt this was giving them the best opportunity to win the game. I disagree with that move. I think a lot of you would agree with the fact that that wasn't the right move. They made a bad move and it didn't really work out. I think they could have made better moves. And I don't know what they consider to be the right amount of rest for a guy that pitches 1 inning a night. Is it 2 days? Is it 3 days? I don't feel like we've seen Vesia in a while. We've seen Hudson more recently. So the fact is that, they have a deep bullpen and that's a good place to be, right? Let's not come down on them too hard. But all in all, I thought from a very specific look, a under the microscope look at Gavin Stone's performance, just, really dominant. The slider looked really good. And again, he had 2 walks in the 5th, but got out of it, no damage. I think there was about 8 to 10 more pitches and he was done with that frame. So that was really nice to see. And then in the 7th, again, he hasn't been into the 7th very frequently at all. Comes in there to go through the 7th, and the first pitch, DeLuca goes deep on him to tie the game at 1, and then he rambled off 3 outs and got out of there. So resilient. It was nice to see that he battled back, didn't give in, didn't lose that focus, didn't get frustrated, and cash in his chips and let it get worse from there. Similar to what Kershaw did. Now, Kershaw gave up 4 last night to start the game, but battled back real nicely. So this team has a starting pitching rotation that's really coming together, performing almost nightly, daily. Kershaw, again, you guys might want to disagree, but in spite of the 4-run first inning, really solid performance from him. You're not going to come down on that performance too hard, I don't think. It's not the reason they lost the game. And of course, today, Gavin Stone deserves high marks, A+ if you ask me. This is Pete Fox. I'm the host of the Locked On Dodgers Postcast on the Locked On Sports LA YouTube channel. We do it after every game. We come on and break it down for you, tell you what just happened and what was good and what was bad. And series win for the Dodgers over the Rays. Very nice to see. 5-1 on this homestand, a day off tomorrow as they get ready for the Baltimore Orioles, which is going to be no easy task. Baltimore Orioles are a very, very good team battling for first place there in the AL East. with the Yankees. So they're going to be gunning to try to win this series, and they're playing very well. So Dodgers on a roll right now, and that is good to see. Of course, you can also listen to the Locked On Dodgers postcast on the Locked On Sports LA YouTube channel. That's where you watch. Sorry. You download us on the Locked On Dodgers podcast feed. That's where you find Jeff and Vince doing the daily podcast, which they'll probably do a little bit later today, and it'll be ready for you every day or first thing in the morning. You download that, you listen to that first thing, and then you listen to me right after the game as your second listen of the day. And we appreciate you making us your source for your team every day. All right, today's episode of the Locked On Dodgers postcast, a 3-1 win over the Tampa Bay Rays, is brought to you by SupplyHouse. SupplyHouse.com is where you go to find what you need as a reliable source to order plumbing, HVAC, and electrical products online. They have an easy-to-use website, and it's packed with helpful resources and the latest product info to help you get the job done right. Shop a complete inventory of over 200,000 parts and over 400 top brands and get your order delivered right to your door. Fast shipping from coast to coast, and there are ways to get that shipping gratis, free of charge. If you need help with an order, get expert support and industry-leading service from the friendliest folks in the business, and talk to a real person every time, which is huge for me. I'm tired of the AI computers. I'd like talking to a real person. I don't know. Maybe I'm crazy. Makes things, for the most part, go smoother. Occasionally, automation is awesome, but when you're trying to get product info, talking to a person is really helpful. Pros and skilled trades can get a competitive edge by joining SupplyHouse.com's free Trade Masters program. Every Trade Master gets access to a dedicated phone line, free shipping and discounts on every order. That's right, free shipping and discounts on every order. Join thousands of trade pros already benefiting from their free membership at SupplyHouse.com/TM and order plumbing, HVAC, and electrical supplies from anywhere with just a few clicks at SupplyHouse.com. All right, I had to turn on some AC here in the studio, the she shed. Dodgers with a 3-1 win. Gavin Stone, a really solid outing. 7 innings, 1 run on 3 hits, striking out 7, 80 pitches. Blake Trinan came in to get the win. He gave up 1 hit on 10 pitches, 1 K, the rest zeros. And Banda, his second save of the season, he also surrendered 1 hit and gave up zeros across the board, except for 1 K on 14 pitches. That is stellar. Another high point of this game, the way the Dodgers battled, made it happen in a high leverage crunch situation in the bottom of the 8th. Ohtani gets on with a hit by pitch, which we all held our breath over because it hit him in the wrist hand area and he was clinching and holding, and apparently nothing bad happened there. We haven't heard anything. It seemed like it was okay. The trainer did not rush out and do that freeze spray thing. Everything looked good. So let's hope that remains the case. Mookie Betts then hit a 2-run home run on a first pitch, which was beautiful. Nice piece of hitting, fastball over the plate. He did not waste it. Then Freddie Cade on 3 pitches, as I mentioned, did not look good in that at bat. Edman got a single. Muncy got hit by a pitch. And according to Frank, he blames Roberts for Ohtani getting hit. And there's another comment here. Where's the other one? God, you guys are bringing the comments so fast I can't keep up. Somebody else mentioned that they blame Dave Roberts for Muncy getting hit. Yeah, Nando. Yeah, it's always Roberts' fault, right? Whatever happens to Nando in his life, that's bad. It's Dave Roberts' fault. If he gets a speeding ticket, it's Roberts' fault. And Kike hit into a fielder's choice to end the bottom of the 8th. So they are setting it up perfectly to come in, close it down on the top of the 9th, and get the win, which is exactly what they did. The offense took a little while to get going, but nonetheless, they did get it going. And Kike playing some fantastic defense. He also got the scoring starter with a home run. All of that we'll get to on the Diamond Dogs list in just a little bit, but that catch in center field from Kike in the 5th, the guy ran like 100 yards to get to that ball. Just flat out sprint and hauled it in. which is it's very, very comforting to know that whoever you throw out in center field right now, and they're so deep out there, James Outman, who we haven't seen in a while because his offense disappeared. They couldn't afford to keep him around because his defense was still very good. So that was one of the main reasons that they kept him around, was because of his defense. And when he was out in center field, everything was good. Like, we weren't worried about center field with James Outman out there. And then they go get Kevin Kiermaier, a veteran, an upgrade of sorts, who was struggling offensively, but we didn't necessarily, I groused about it occasionally, but we understood it. We got the move because he's a good defensive center fielder. Then he started to get the offense rolling and has been batting over 300 for the last couple of weeks. So that's a bonus. So you got Kiermaier out there now. Edman can play center field very well. He's a veteran, knows how to patrol the outfield. And then if you need to, for whatever reason, you got to put Edman at shortstop like they did today. You need a center fielder that's not a left-handed hitter. You can put Kike out there. I mean, they've talked about it a lot. The reason that Kike remains on this team, two reasons. He's so very versatile defensively and has started to hit the ball since they fixed the stigmatism in his eye with glasses. Still mind-boggling to me that he didn't know he had astigmatism and couldn't see one baseball. He was seeing multiple balls and also couldn't pick up the spin. They gave him some glasses and all as well. Another remarkable story, which I read yesterday, about Max Muncy's issue with his side. What do you have, a strained lat or something? He was out for 3 months, and they fixed it with a chiropractor cracking his back. I'm just like, what? That was the problem? He just needed to have his back adjusted and aligned. Although they described it as saying he made the reference to, it felt like he was going to break my rib. But after he got adjusted, everything was fine. And look at him now. I mean, he's crushing the ball and swinging the bat as hard or as fast as we've seen. He's locked in, and there doesn't seem to be any ill effects. He is no worse for the wear after the issue there, and the chiropractor cracking his back. So now it's my fault, says Nando. Nando says, I blame Roberts for Pete never being impressed by Ohtani. You guys are out of control. Making a mountain out of a molehill on how I feel about Shohei Ohtani. Very, very impressed with Shohei over the last few days and over the last 7 games. Very impressed. I'm going to buy a Shohei jersey. I'm going to put a Shohei poster up here in the studio behind me. 345 over the last 4 games. Very, very impressed. He's awesome. The greatest player in the history of baseball. Shohei Ohtani. There's never been a better player. He's amazing. Unbelievable what he does. It's truly remarkable the way he hits the ball. There's never been a more spectacular baseball player ever. Shohei Ohtani, the greatest of all time. We don't need 3 other heads on Mount Rushmore. We need 1. The baseball Mount Rushmore has 1 head. Shohei Ohtani's. He's fantastic. I'm glad he's on our team. Right? I'm very impressed with him most of the time. Occasionally, I have a few negative critiques of his swing, which, if you listen to pro baseball players like Eric Karros and Noma, when they break down his swing, it is very, very bizarre and counterintuitive. It is a unique style of swinging the bat. It is not what you would teach someone. It is not a technically sound swing. But I guess to a certain extent, that makes it all the more remarkable and entertaining. So I hope that was enough Shohei love for all of you Shohei fans, including Shohei's mom, who commented on the postcast a few nights ago. How dare I be unimpressed? Oh no, frustrated. You are not allowed to be frustrated with Shohei Ohtani. He walks on water. He is a deity. How dare you be frustrated? 0 for 3 tonight with the run score because he got hit by a pitch. So I'm not complaining. Hey, whatever it takes to get on, right? Whatever it takes, man. He gets it done without a doubt. A 3-1 win for the Dodgers today to take the series. Here is the Diamond Dogs list for today. Number 5, Mookie Betts, a leadoff walk. At that point in the 4th inning, we were just trying to get base runners, and Mookie Betts got on with a leadoff walk. Then Freddie backed him up with that cue ball single to left field. The first hit of the game was a cue shot, and it set up first and second with no outs. Unfortunately, Dodgers came away empty there in the fourth as those guys were stranded. But then Kike went deep in the 5th, a solo shot for his 9th home run of the season. 397 feet. It made it 1-0. For number 2, Fiducia. It's not Fiducia. Although I think if they were in Italy, that you would pronounce that guy's name Fiducia. But Joe was calling him Fiducia, and I'll take Joe's word for it. I'm sure he's done his research. His first major league hit, 27-year-old backup catcher Fiducia at 27 gets his first hit in the 7th. Then kind of made a minor league error there, a base running error, getting doubled up after the right fielder, Lowe or Lau. Who's the right fielder? Is it Lowe or is it Lau? Oh, it's DeLuca. Sorry, never mind. Lowe plays left field. Or is it Lau? Lau or Lowe? DeLuca made the catch, dropped the ball on the transfer. They called it an out, and Fiducia got doubled up. But we'll give him a benefit of the doubt there. And for number 1, Mookie Betts, the go-ahead home run, his 13th of the season. First pitch swinging. Bam. See you later. 387 feet to left field on a fastball. Didn't miss it. Good having that guy on your team. Right up there with the greatest player of all time, Shohei Ohtani. 3-1 the final. Dodgers win the game and the series. This is the Locked On Dodgers postcast. I am Pete Fox. Thank you for watching on the Locked On Sports LA YouTube channel, the place to hang out when every game is done, and for listening on the Locked On Dodgers podcast feed. Today's episode of the Locked On Dodgers postcast is brought to you by FanDuel. You've heard us talk a lot about FanDuel. It's America's #1 sports book. Well, we have something a little different for you. Now through September 22nd, all FanDuel customers can bet $5 and get a 3-week free trial of the NFL Sunday Ticket from YouTube and YouTube TV. Then, with a YouTube base plan, you'll be able to watch every regular season football game on Sunday afternoon, all the out-of-market games. You can watch the Red Zone channel, everything that the NFL Sunday Ticket has to offer, which is a lot. It is a big double-decker sandwich of football, a meat sandwich, as Colin likes to call it. All you got to do is visit FanDuel.com/LockedOn to download America's #1 sportsbook. Dodgers post a 3-1 win, beating the Rays. Fun series, really fun. It would have been much better had they won yesterday and carried this winning streak over to make it 7. But they've won. They've won 6 of their last 7, which is nice. Got it rolling. Let's see what the out-of-town scoreboard likes to say. See what we know about the Padres and what we know about the Diamondbacks. Well, things are looking good from the Padres department in San Diego at Petco. The Mets have a 2-0 advantage in the bottom of the 8th inning. Padres have a runner on. Again, down 2-0 to the Mets. Mets could win that series with a victory. As far as the D-backs, well, they win again. Still red hot. 75th win of the season, beating the Red Sox 7-5. So that means they stay right on the Dodgers' heels 3 games back. Padres currently 4.5 back. Make it 5. Unless they win today, that'll put it back to 4.5. But if the Mets hold on and win that game, the Dodgers lead over the Padres is 5 and 3 over the Arizona Diamondbacks. Let's see what the Diamondbacks got coming up. Do they have any decent talent on the other side of the ledger? They haven't played a tough team in quite a while. Miami, then Boston. They'll face the Mets next. Mets are okay, playing okay right now, battling the Padres tough. And then August 30th, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday, Dodgers D-backs. That is going to be a freaking huge series. There's going to be some high emotions flying around here on the postcast there. Both good and bad, I would assume. I don't know. Yeah, I spoke too soon. Padres just tied it at 2. Not dead yet. They're battling. Dodgers get the win today, 3-1. Gavin Stone gets the win. No, he doesn't. He gets a no decision, but he gets a mental victory for going 7, striking out 7, allowing just 1 run on 3 hits. Trinan gets the win, his 6th of the season, and Banda the save, his 2nd of the season. Again, Stone had really nice movement on the slider. He was mixing up his hammer pitch, changeup, four seam, but then went to the changeup, another change, slider, and change. So only 1 strikeout with the slider, which is a little bit surprising because it felt like it was the best pitch he had today. But that changeup also can really dance around. And when he brings that 4-seamer in there at 95 to 97, it's tough when the off-speed pitches are at least 10 miles an hour slower and dancing around the zone. So that was all really, really good to see. And getting out of that 2-walk jam in the 5th was another positive thing for him. So all in all, a solid weekend for the Dodgers. The biggest memory, the highlight of the weekend, without a doubt, Shohei Ohtani, a very Hollywood performance on Friday night, stealing his 40th bag of the season, then hitting his 40th home run of the season, a walk-off grand slam to win the game and become the 6th 40-40 man of all time. He's the first to do it on a grand slam, the first to do it on a walk-off, and of course, not surprisingly, the first Dodger to become a 40-40 man as well. So he's definitely got it rolling. Again, batting right around 340 over the last 4 games. Let's hope that keeps rolling. And the Dodgers get right back to work on Tuesday at the Ravine, continuing this homestand with the Baltimore Orioles in town. First pitch at Dodger Stadium on Tuesday night, 7:10, and it will be interesting and a struggle, to say the least, as Walker Buehler will get the start. Let's hope it's not, but we know the reality there. He'll be facing off against Cole Irvin, who comes in with a 6-5 record and a 4.82 ERA. So let's hope that Walker Buehler has a little bit more than he did last time out, and we'll go from there. Dodgers, again, a 3-1 win. Now 25 games above 500. I'm Pete Fox, host of the Locked On Dodgers Postcast. Thank you guys for joining me here. Thanks for the comments. Enjoy the day off. We will talk again Tuesday as the Dodgers will take on the Baltimore Orioles. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Have a good night. See ya.